All right, welcome to another episode of the Black Wealth Experience, as well as we're also going to do the Mile High Spotlight. So we're going to do a dual purpose broadcast today, and I am so excited. I am here in San Diego, California. We are doing a camping trip with the family today. So we've got, how many? There's 27 of us, or 31 of us, something like that, about 10 grandkids and the other kids, and I'm here out at the pool today. So just excited that we get to bring this to you today. I have Cameron Burl on today, and just can't wait to talk to you. He's another lender. He has been doing this so long that even in high school he was doing it, and so it is so exciting just to be able to talk to somebody who is in this industry, who knows what's going on, who is really good with his clients, and can give us some insight into what's happening. And so, thank you for being on today. I'm so excited that you're here, that we get to do this, and maybe you can just introduce yourself, tell people how to get a hold of you first, and then we'll just kind of talk about some of the things that you do.
Yeah, perfect. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on, Brian. Really do appreciate it. First of all, my name is Cameron Burl. I work with Megastar Financial, and the best way to reach me is on my cell phone at 720-252-5499. You can reach out to me or shoot me a text, whatever works best for you. You can also reach me on my email, which is cburl, first initial, last name, at megastarfinancial.com. And feel free to reach out. But yeah, I would like to start off with a little introduction, a little bit about me. I am a Denver native, born and raised. Actually grew up in the Aurora area. I know there's a few of us out here, but definitely born and raised. Lived in Aurora, Colorado most of my life. Went to Cherry Creek High School, played football, ran track there, and then also ran track and played football at CSU, Colorado State University. Graduated in 2010. So again, been here majority of my life. Love it. But with some of the spring breaks and summer breaks, sometimes I kind of got to intern with Megastar Financial in different positions. So kind of allowed me to get in the mortgage industry that way.
Well, Cameron, we gotta talk about our backgrounds here a little bit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, yes, my first job was at the Aurora Mall at a place called Merry Go Round.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember, guys, but I'm a little bit older than you. So I graduated from Creek in '83.
Okay.
So I left on a track scholarship over out to Pacific University.
Yep.
After that, and so I know your dad was working around the area and that kind of stuff for a long time. And with Colorado Sun, so track has been really good to me. 38 years worth of running, and then coaching, and then moving into I coached at Cherokee Trail this last 10 years.
Okay.
So the Cherokee High School dudes and making it happen.
Definitely.
All the wonderful stuff.
Matter of fact, my pops told me you're pretty cold. I think you ran long hurdles as well.
Yes, I did. I had the school record for a long time. But
okay.
Then, everybody that well, the difference was I was on the low hurdle.
Okay.
So I had the school record 300 low hurdles. So I guess I still have it because I never ran the low hurdles again.
Exactly right. No, yeah, definitely. They were rolling. Matter of fact, my junior year, I actually ended up getting second. Barely got nipped out at state my junior year, and that's when I went up on the record board up there.
Okay.
And actually, unfortunately, tore my hamstring my senior year, so could only run a couple meets, but was still able to place. I hit a hurdle. The last hurdle fell and was still able to crawl over the finish line and finish. So, it was still a blessing. But yeah, it brings back those good old days, those good old days.
I know I went in the gym about 5 years ago, and we were still on the record board for the 4x2.
Yeah, that's sweet.
About 5 years ago.
Right? No, yeah. They got some bad boys up there now. And then, the football team with Dave Logan up there, they're doing some really great things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Matter of fact, were you up there when was Seneca there when you were there?
No, Seneca is after me as well. So John Embry was a team.
Okay, got you. Yep, yeah. I know Big Embry doing dirty.
Yeah, so we graduated the same year, and so we grew up together as kids, and so he'd probably be the biggest guy that came out of my era.
Yeah.
So.
Are you familiar with Donnie Gatewood at all?
Yes. I know Coach Gateway, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
him and my grandfather, Alex Burl, they were actually, legendary track coaches here in Colorado at Manual, as
Yeah,
well as
yeah.
Montbello. So,
Not Bello. Yeah.
yep, yep. Yeah, it's good to hear. Our track.
Yeah, so the track legacy moves on. So let's talk about Megastar. So
Yep.
Megastar, I think you said you've been working almost forever,
Yeah.
you know, and so maybe not even hardly any other place other than there because
Yep.
interning there and that kind of stuff. What separates, I'm a lender as well, but what
Yeah.
separates Megastar from, some of the other institutions out there, or just you in general? What is it that you do for folks that maybe isn't normal in our industry?
Definitely. And like you mentioned, we're both in the industry, and I think it's great that you're doing this and allow other leaders to come on because, it's always great to, break bread with great-minded people. And sometimes there's things that you can do that I can, vice versa. So it's always great to, just put great minds together because I think ultimately is just to get our clients in the door and build that generational gap. But first of all, Makestar Financial is a Colorado company. It was actually formed in 1999 by Anita Padilla, who's also a
Okay.
minority and also a Colorado native. Grew up in the Commerce City area and really thrived in the industry. She worked with a competing bank and had great relationships with some loan officers and decided to branch off in 1999. And our corporate office right here in the Golden Triangle area, essentially off of 10th and Broadway and Spear,
Okay.
is our corporate office, and we've been here, but we are also located in about 37 other different states with branches, licenses. So, we're all over the country, but we definitely specialize in residential mortgages, and that's all we specialize in. So we're not a big bank. We can do other car loans, credit cards, things of that nature. So it kind of allows us to specialize in that market. Again, we do VA, FHA, conventional, jumbo, as well as a variety of down payment assistance programs, which is
Mhm.
great. As well as we do have some one-off programs that Megastar has, like our Cash Ready program. Essentially,
Okay.
what we're doing is getting the client approved, all the completely approved. That way, we can write a 10-day contract if need be. If there's other competitors in the market submitting offers, a lot of them close as quick as 10 business days, but with only a 7-day due diligence and inspection period. So
Okay.
no loan termination deadlines, appraisal uh, timeline, or deadline dates. Because essentially what we're doing is we're getting a rush appraisal to make sure that value does come in within that 7-day due diligence period. We're also making sure the file is completely underwritten and approved. So it really allows us to speed up the process. Like you are aware of, rate buy downs are key right now. I think with the higher interest rates, lowering the purchase price versus lowering the interest rate, I think you get a lot more savings for doing those rate buy downs. We're doing 3-2-1 rate buy downs, which is great for the clients as well. And then we also have an affinity program, something I mentioned in our NARAB meeting.
Mhm.
Whereas essentially what we're doing is we're partnering up with referral partners, real estate professionals, CPAs, things of that nature, to be their preferred lenders, real estate professionals, or whatever it may be. And at that point, I'm giving a $2,500 discount, and the real estate agent can match that, or they can just contribute $1,000, whatever it may be. But even with that $1,000, that at least covers our costs.
Mhm.
If they match it, then it covers our closing costs as well as the prepaids. So it's really a no-brainer for some of these self-employed borrowers that we have, or even borrowers that have connections with their HR department that can plug us in, because essentially what we're doing is just giving them discounts to essentially be their professionals. That essentially no contract or anything that they have to sign. So essentially we're just trying to help, save this client some money with this crazy market we're doing in right now. And then the last thing I think that really sets us apart is our locking key technology. It's essentially
Mhm.
a budget tool. It allows the clients that aren't necessarily ready now, maybe that need to work on some credit, save up some money, or just need to take a look at the market. It's a great tool because it essentially does what we do, getting approved, but on their own pace. In their own time. They can actually do a soft credit pull at no damage to their credit, no cost to them, and all the information that they put in is all confidential. I don't get none of this information until they actually turn the key, the locking key, to gain me to give you access to that. And then at that time, they can take what if scenarios. They can see how they can predict their credit. How they can essentially get by paying additional monthly payments on their mortgage or their credit cards, whatever it may be. So that's just a little something that's helping Megastar kind of stand out in this tough market right now.
Okay.
As I mentioned before, I am partnered with Homes for Heroes. For those of you that aren't aware of what that is, it just helps us to give more benefits and discounts to anybody that's in law enforcement, military, education, medical field, or first responders. So I'm also doing a lot with them.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so neat that you're able to help out. You think of, a group of people who went through, whether it was war, went through and served our country, and then, they come back home, and then you go, okay, so why aren't you able to enjoy some of the things that are part of the American dream that everybody else has? So it is so important that we're able to get out there and do that. So when we talk about, this, the name of this show is the Black Wealth Experience, and
Yep.
we talk about generational wealth and being able to create, homes in the minority community. And you think about how many folks don't believe that they can get a home. And, I say this all the time that, somebody's paying $2,000 a month rent. That's $24,000, a year, $240,000 after 10 years. What do you think is stopping folks from realizing this thing called homeownership? I know there's programs out there that have, for $1,000 or $2,000, they're able with down payment assistance to get into homes, but they're not able to realize it. And what are some of the thoughts that you have around that, and what we can do to I don't know, educate or to help people move over that hurdle, so to speak, hurdle?
Agreed. And I think you hit it out right on. I think knowledge, education is key. If they don't know, then they don't know. If nobody's talking about it. If nobody in your family has owned, then it's just not on your radar. So that's something I really pride myself on is education. I host a monthly webinar with some of my referral partners, just educating clients, whether that's, buying your first home, or if it's upgrading to your second home, or if it's buying an investment home, a secondary home for the mountains. It's you hit it right on. You really don't know unless you know, and that's why I really strive on educating and trying to get out there as much as possible.
Yeah. So how would somebody get into your webinar to be able to see what you do monthly? What's the process of doing
So
that?
I actually send out notifications monthly on my social medias. So my social media, my Instagram or Facebook, which is C Burl at. Sorry about that. My Instagram's at C Burl. For the Instagram, and the Facebook is just Cameron Burl at Megastar Financial. So I market that on social media usually a week or two prior to that. So keep an eye out on that because those do hit the marketing. That way, again, it's not just for first-time home buyers. It's anybody that just wants an update on the market, because we do market updates, letting people know where the interest rates are, where the home prices are. So definitely, a great tool for just educating and just, letting people know where to start. I think that's one of the key fears, is just not knowing where to start. You hear so many things. So many people think they still have to put 20% down, where in fact, there's so many programs out there that can help assist with your down payment closing costs. And in fact, you can get into homes with as low as $1,000, especially if we're getting some of these seller concessions, credits out there, and using some of these programs that kind of, collaborate and help us with down payment. So again, there's just so much out there that people don't know about. And that's what I'm really trying to strive and educate, that, to get
Absolutely.
here, you just take the time to educate yourself.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier about like a 3-1 buy down or a 2-1 buy down. I was trying to explain this to a gentleman the other day. He's like, why would anybody ever want to do that? Or why isn't it better just to buy down the rate? Can you kind of walk us through what that means?
Yeah.
I know there's people that are just trying to understand and get educated, and sometimes we use terminology and words that people are like, what are you talking about?
Definitely. Great.
Let's go ahead and explain it right here.
Oh yeah. And for a rule of thumb, a $10,000 price reduction or bettering the price, that goes about $75 on a monthly payment. So every $10,000 you lower the price, you save about $75. Whereas if you do an interest rate buy down, the savings are substantially greater. And the reason being, let's just say the par interest rate for today is 7%. That 3-2-1 rate buy down allows us to buy the interest rate down to 4% for that first year, 5% the second year, 6% the third year, and then after the third year, it goes back up to the par rate that you locked at 7%, and it's going to be locked at for the remaining of the term. But the benefit is the savings quite a bit more. Instead of just saving, let's say instead of a listing agent or a seller dropping the price $30,000 on the property, we would ask for a seller concession to apply that $30,000 towards their closing costs and buying down their interest rate. So instead of $150, $200 savings on lowering that purchase price, we're now saving them triple what they would be. In some instances, it could be $1,000 on a monthly payment. Instead of saving $150, $250 on lowering that purchase price $30,000, now we're talking about saving $500, $600, $700, $1,000 depending on the purchase price. So buying down the interest rate, gets you a lot more savings rather than just lowering that purchase price. And I think the intent is, as you're aware, everybody in the industry, all the economists are anticipating rates to drop. We're hearing high fours, low fives. Now, we're not guaranteed on when that time frame is, but I guarantee you we'll probably see, some of the fives within the next year or two, or within that 2 years. You're locked in with great interest rate for years. It gives you that time to play the market. I stay in contact with my contacts biannually. So, every time, I'm receiving notifications, I'm giving clients updates on the market, letting them know if they're in it, or if it would be a potential good time to refinance. And just kind of, what their goals are. So I think that's where people don't understand the 2-1 rate or, the savings that they have on some of these other programs. So it is key for us to get out there and kind of market these programs as clients don't know. And, the affordability is tough right now, especially in the Colorado market, because it's a lovely place. Everybody's coming here and, it's just making it extremely expensive to live here. And with that being said, these buy downs, go a large distance with lowering the payments, making it more affordable for some of these things.
Yeah, it's so true. I was, like I was telling you, I was talking to a gentleman. I specialize in reverse mortgages, and one of the things he was looking at is he's wanting to move from Arizona to Texas. No, I'm sorry, New Mexico to Texas. And so he sold his house, and we're talking about he wants to buy, another reverse mortgage or into a reverse mortgage, but it's too expensive right where he's at to move. But we talked about doing this buy down, and he says, well, the mortgage lender that's at the builder, is saying just buy down the rate, $3,000, we're going to be here. And I said, if we do this, because ultimately we want to go into reverse mortgage so that then we can buy another piece of property so you'll have it for your kid. And so one of the things that we talked about is what you're saying, let's start at that 4%. And then a year from now, if we're ready to do the reverse, then now you have all this money that you didn't spend on a payment, and whatever you didn't use in your interest, you get that back.
100%.
And so now I'm in a situation where we're thinking about wealth instead of just thinking about, this is my home that I'm moving into, because these things that we have that are called homes are also these things that are assets that allow us to build generational wealth, right? It's one of the best ways to do it in our country is through real estate. And so, to teach people, like you're saying, how to take advantage of programs that are out there. And I think there's this belief system that people, well, the banks are just out there to make money off of me, and so it must be a trick.
Yeah.
Yes, the banks are out there to make money for you, but if we can be as smart as the banks are, because the folks that are working at the banks are taking advantage of these programs that come out all the time, and then everybody else is left to trying to fight over these little things. And And that, one of the reasons that I have folks like you on here is because I there are so many opportunities, and there are so many people that need houses. I can't do everything alone, although I would love to, right, if I could do it. But if you have something better that is going to help my client, our clients, and help us move this needle, that's what's important. That's what really moves the deal, is all of us coming together as a team and saying, here's our client. This is the best thing that we can do possible to help them create generational wealth. Because we say, even you do a loan for them now, and I do something for them 5 years from now or 6 years from now, it all works out.
Yeah.
Because we're out there trying to educate folks on all these things going on. What do you think? I mean, you kind of talked about the market a little bit, and thinking at some point it's going to go down. If you were a genie in the lamp and you were able to just see, I asked you to see the future, what do you see coming in the next 5, 10 years, 4 years, whatever it is, as far as our industry goes? What are some of the things that you see as path that helps us with the future, or just where you're at?
Yeah, great question. And I think, as you see, I think technology is key in our industry. We see a lot of iBuyers and these discount brokerages coming through, but we also see a lot of people in our industry getting out of the business because it is a tougher time now. So I'm doubling down. This is when I'm really reaching out to real estate agents, for referral partners, CPAs, divorce attorneys, because even though people are going through tough times, that's usually a great opportunity because people usually have equity in their property and they usually need to resell or rebuy. So really just trying to get out there as much as possible, educate clients, because we really don't foresee, historically interest rates are low, but I think from being used to interest rates in the 2s, 3s, and 4s, essentially doubling that within a couple of years, I think it's a dramatic change, and it's tough for clients to I think get a hold of that. I think people are starting to kind of realize and figure out that this is kind of our norm right now. Rates in the 6s, the 7s is our foreseeable future. With that being said, I think inflation numbers are definitely coming down. CPI, consumer pricing index, is coming down, but consumer confidence, consumer sentiment, consumer spending is extremely high. So it's hard for the Feds to lower rates when they still see people are still buying out there, and but ultimately I think it's still a great buy. I'm telling all my clients to buy now, because this is just like the stock market game. You want to buy low, sell high. So when times are tough, and we do see people with money, they are the ones buying now because they are getting discounts. They are getting seller concessions to buy the rates down. They are getting seller concessions to cover their closing costs, so they can even put more money down and make that mortgage payment even less. So I think there's a variety of things. Crystal ball, I would love to say rates were, in the high 4s, low 5s by the end of next year. With that being said, I don't know. So, I'm just trying to educate my clients to the fullest right now and let them know, let's do these rate buy downs. I'll keep an eye out on the market, let you know when it is a great time to refinance and even get a lower interest rate, and, save maybe some by eliminating the more monthly mortgage that they have if they put less than 2%. Because even though things are tough right now, we definitely still see the Colorado market, homes are appreciating. People are still close to 10% on appreciation on a down market. Now, they may say it may only be 6%. That's still a 6% appreciation year over year. If you're trying to save money, it's really counterproductive. Because a lot of times that same home that was 300,000 might be 330,000 next year. And interest rates are not going down as fast as they went up. So there's a little tough, but it's definitely a tough time for buyers. I think affordability is out the door right now, but I think, trying to team up with some of these down payment assistance programs, or, some of these strategies and programs to help buy down the interest rate, it really helps, get some of these clients into the home now, where they can still reap the benefits of home ownership and not pay somebody, for their mortgage, and then still invest on the home. It's a great thing. One thing that a lot of myself and my referral partners are saying, date the rate. Get into that home now, get married to it, and then date the rate, and then refinance in 6 months to a year to 2 years to 3 years once interest rates fall back down. But by that time, you've already appreciated on that property, a substantial amount. So, again, nobody wants to be house poor, but if you can get into that home and build that generational wealth, it's the best investment out there. And I attest to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just think of an apartment is 100% interest, right? And so
Yeah,
you're not
right.
making nobody sitting in
That's a
there.
great point there. I'm gonna start using that.
Yeah. The other thing is the clearance sale is over. I was just over at Bed Bath and Beyond. They're going out of business.
Those unicorns are gone, right?
Yeah, you go in there like when the clearance sale first starts, and there's a little bit of stuff left, and now you go in there, there's nothing but racks in there, and so. But that doesn't mean you can't go buy a towel somewhere or a sheet somewhere, or you're not going to have bedding. And I think about that in our industry is, yes, we don't have 2 and 3% interest rates. That was the clearance sale.
Yeah.
Now the clearance sale is down to the racks. It's not there. But at the same time, even if you think about the refi market right now, people have been still adding debt, right? They take out equity lines of credit. They take out, credit card debt. They continue, in America, we consume. So when you have a calculator, you probably have the same calculator too that will look at, let's add your credit card interest at 21 or 22%, what it is right now. Let's add your home interest. You add those together. Now you have a relative interest rate at 10%.
Yep.
So yeah, 7% is a lot less than 10%. And I want to keep my 3%. 3%, dude, you're paying 10% on all the debt that you have.
Yep.
If you have enough equity in there, let's refinance it at the 7, and you'll still have a lower monthly payment than you're doing. Let's think about the wealth, and then let's not do that again. Let's find other ways to invest so you're not moving that credit card up again, right?
And then now let's start putting that money that you're saving into other investments.
Yes, exactly. Hey, well, Cameron, we are coming to our end of our time here. It has been fantastic. I hope you'll be willing to come back. In that year from now, when we're at that lower interest rate, or 8 months from now, we'll come back and we'll talk about some other programs that have been put together, especially for folks. Please tell everybody one more time how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, again, my name is Cameron Burl. Work with Megastar Financial. Best way to reach me is on my cell phone, 720-252-5499. You can also reach me via email at cburl@megastarfinancial.com.
All right. Do you have any other closing thoughts before I finish up that you want to share with anybody?
Take the time. Do it. Do your due diligence. Educate yourself. Reach out to a professional like myself or Brian, as well as a real estate professional, and let us guide you to home ownership.
Oh, absolutely. And like I say, we've come to another end of the Black Wealth Experience. We come to another end of the Mile High Real Estate Podcast. But one of the things that I want to always leave with, and I continue to say this, is you can do this. You can do this. You deserve this is the second thing. And the third, especially if you don't have home ownership, is let us help you. We spend our days just dreaming about some of the ways that we can help you, and let us help you. If you're asking some of those relatives that you have that have not been here, or you're asking some of the people that you just, you trust their opinion, but their opinion not be what's going to help you get to the other side. So call us, let us bounce off of you, and then you can measure those opinions and get somebody else. You deserve it. You can do this, and let us help you. You guys have a wonderful day. Look forward to seeing you on the next one.
Yep. Take action.
This is Brian Arnold, and if you are listening to this part, you've just watched one of our episodes of the Mile High Real Estate Spotlight, where we've just talked to one of the best of the best. And I want to thank whichever guest that was here. They are phenomenal. They are amazing. They are the top of the top, the best of the best that are in our industry that are here with us today. And so I encourage you to please call them, pick their brains. They work for you. They enjoy working for you. They are incredibly good at it. And so I want to make sure that you give them a call. So whoever you listen to, whichever one you saw that you were there, please do that. The other thing is everyone deserves a home. Everyone deserves a home. I say that at the end of my show. You deserve it. let us help you do it. My goal is to make sure that we see homeownership. It just sickens me to see apartment complexes continue to go up, because I know those are people who haven't been able to make the call or figure out a plan. So let us help put that plan together for you. I have some websites that allow you to do that, and I'll put those in the bottom, but please do. I am a lender. I do work in the lending space. If you do not already have somebody who's pre-qualified you, I would love to be able to have that opportunity to earn your business and qualify you. My number is 720-682-2223. That's 720-682-2223. Give me a call anytime, and I would love to be able to help you with that. We also do living trust. And so when we think about an estate, to try to avoid probate and make sure that doesn't happen. So whether it's you, if you own a home, and you should have a living trust. And I will say that everyone not just deserves it, everyone needs a living trust if they own a home. And then finally, just wanted to thank you for watching these episodes. And so please tune into more. Would love for you to see and be able to shop around. So thank you for doing that. Again, I want to make sure that you know that you can do this. You deserve this. And let us help you make it happen. You guys have an awesome, wonderful, awestruck, incredible day today.